Hello, welcome to this video. I hope you have watched the previous video where I show you guys some word problems that involves exponential and logarithmic functions. In this video, I'm going to show you guys there are still word problems about dealing with exponential and logarithmic functions. However, they are a little bit different in a way that they won't give you the equation and you need to set up the equation by yourself. Now that might sound intimidating, but it's actually not that bad. If you guys remember this formula on the left, top left corner of the screen, please pause the video, copy that down, as I'm going to explain to you guys how to apply the formula, okay? So the bottom left here, you see that would be my second example. So I'm going to start with this one, and then I will go over that one. So let's get started. So let's look at the equation first. So I have my A. My A represents amount accumulated, which means how much am I going to have after a certain amount of period, okay? So amount accumulated could be, say, if I save money in the bank, and every month I'm gonna get some interest. And let's say if I save the money there for 5 years, after 5 years, the money that I have, that's my amount accumulated. P, the principal. Principal means how much did you start with? This is the initial value. Alright, initially, let's say if I started out by saving 1,000 baht, then that P is equal to 1,000. If I started out saying 5,000 baht, then the P is 5,000. Okay, now, so P is basically your initial value. Now what's interest rate? Interest rate, so questions like this where they don't give you any equation, they want you to set it up on your own, they'll always give you the interest. They won't always call it the interest, but they will say a percentage increase or percentage decrease. Right? So which is somewhat similar to interest, how interest work. So interest rate would be some percentage. Make sure you convert the percentage to decimal place. Okay, I'm gonna say convert percentage to decimals. Make sure you do that. Okay, now for N is compoundings per period. So in other words, go back to the example that I talked about, saving the money in the bank. If let's say I'm gonna get some interest, I put the money in the bank, I'm gonna get some interest, and the bank said I will pay you every month, right? Every month, which means how many times per year? 12 times per year, right? So that 12 would be my N. Okay. For now, your understanding might be a little bit wishy-washy, but don't worry about it. As we come across some examples, you guys will get a clearer idea. For T, the last thing is number of periods. So I already mentioned, let's say if I save the money there for 5 years, then my T is equal to 5. All right. Now, we kind of just dissected this equation here. All right. Let's take a look at some examples. Let's try to apply this to some word problems. So please pause the video and take a look at what we have there. All right, welcome back. Now, a sum of $1,000 is invested at an interest rate of 12% per year. So this is my P, correct? Because that's how much we have in the beginning. This is my R, correct? So 12% per year. Find the amounts in the account after 3 years. After 3 years, this is my T. Okay, so that's my T. And then let's continue to read it. If interest is compounded annually, which means once a year. Right, annually means once a year. And this is my N. Okay, once a year, that's my N. Okay, semi-annually, what's that? Quarterly, monthly, and daily. So in this case, what I'm trying to do here is we're gonna see how is it if the bank pays the interest annually, which means once a year, right? If the bank pays once a year, so in this case my N is equal to 1. Semi-annually means every half a year I will get the interest, which means I will get paid 2 times a year. Right? Quarterly means I will get it every 3 months. So I'll get in a year I'll get paid 4 times. Monthly I'll get paid 12 times. Daily I'll get paid 365. Every day I'm gonna get some interest. Right? So 1 time per year, 2 times per year, 4 times per year, 12 times per year, 365 per year. Now, this is my N value, and then we're gonna try to find how much money we have, the accumulated amount for each scenario, right? For each scenario. But before I do that, I want to spend a bit more time on this part. Why is it all per year, per year, per year? And that's because I have after 3 years. So it really depends on the question. Okay? It really depends on the question. So this 12%, oh sorry, my bad. The reason why we have all this year, per year, per year, per year, it is because of this 12% per year. Okay? It is because of the 12% per year. That's why I have once per year, twice per year, 4 times per year, 12 times per year, and 365 times per year. It's because of this. Okay? We'll look at this a little bit further later on. But for now, we just have to make sure that the time here we're talking about is per year, and the N is talking about how many times per period. My period in this case is per year. I hope that part was clear. If not, please rewatch and maybe bring questions to class. All right? Let's continue then. So let's find how much money we have after 3 years. Let's start with the annually. So my A with annually, this is N equals to 1, right? That's I'm gonna get I'll get interest once a year. Will be my P is 1,000. 1 plus. Now what's my R? My R is 12%. If you convert that to decimals, that will become 0.12. And my N in this case, because I'm gonna get paid once. The interest I only get the interest once a year, so my N is equal to 1. And I also have a 1 here, and my T is after 3 years. Right. So if you put that in your calculator, you'll get approximately 1404.92. You get exactly 1404.928. Okay, let's just say I'm going to write down the whole thing. All right, so after 3 years, I will get that much if I get the interest from the bank once a year. So let's continue. Let's say if I get it twice a year, right? Like if I get it twice a year, let's see how much we got. So everything stays the same, except that I'm gonna have a 2 here because that's my N. My N is 2. That becomes a 2 times the 3. And if I put that in my calculator, I will get. If you put that in your calculator, you should get approximately 1418.52. Let's also round the first one. So the first one will be 0.93. Right. So you can see that if the bank pays us interest twice a year, the money that we have after 3 years will be better. Right. So let's continue with quarterly. So for quarterly, all we have to do now, that should be 2. So quarterly would be I have 4 times a year. So everything stays the same. But I'm gonna get the interest 4 times a year. And the money that I have after 3 years would be approximately 1266.77. Alright, so which is something's wrong, I think. The money is becoming smaller. How come? Oh wait, I did something wrong with the calculator. Sorry, my bad. This is it's actually 1425.76. So we have more, and that makes sense, right? Because we're getting paid interest a lot more. We're getting paid interest 4 times than in a year, right? So I encourage you guys to continue with this, right? And you will see that the more times we get interest, the more money we will have after 3 years. And that makes sense, right? That makes sense, of course. Okay, I will make the next video solving this example. Alright, I'm gonna make the next video working on this example. So I'll see you next video. Bye bye.